Oh, you had a bad night's sleep. You woke up exhausted, bleary-eyed, your muscles kind of ache already, and your fancy wearable, which mine certainly isn't, is in the red and it's telling you to skip the gym. What do you do about your training plan? What do you do about today's workout? Well, you still go to the gym. And if that's all you needed to hear, go to the gym, then you can stop this video now. The reason you're still going to go to the gym is because there are too many things that are going to impact your sleep, and it's going to happen too frequently. And if you always skip the gym when you feel tired, when you have a bad night's sleep, when your wearable is in the red and telling you to rest, then you are going to miss a lot of training sessions. And most of it is going to be outside of your control. You're going to have stressful days at work. You're going to have long commutes and travel days. You're going to have holidays. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have illnesses. You're going to have a chaotic family life. You're going to have social occasions. You're going to have a lot of bad night's sleep ahead of you. And if you always skip the gym, then you're going to start missing a whole lot of workouts. But here is what you aren't going to do. You're just going to auto-regulate what you're doing that day. So a few really, really simple things. Commit to going to the gym, but something you can do, which is helpful, is you can change your workouts up. It may be that you're meant to be doing some really heavy deadlifts that day and some sprints on an assault bike. It's hard to sum up the willpower to do that if you've had like 3 or 4 hours sleep. I'll acknowledge that. I've been there, and I will probably be there again at some point soon with a young family. So change your exercises up, change your workout up. Do a workout that doesn't require you to be 110% firing on all cylinders. If you've got something like an arm workout in your program, if you've got some easy cardio, if you've got some bodyweight exercises, do that workout. It doesn't matter if it's not ideal, really. Like it might be that you usually do that on Wednesday, and on Mondays you go and you do your heavy deadlifts and your squats. But this week, it's probably better that you swap those around. That's an easy fix. Look at your total weekly training plan and go, right, what workout is going to be the easiest to do when I've had a cool sleep? I'm going to do that one today. I know I'm meant to be doing this one. Who cares? I'm going to be doing that one. That's a smart choice. Another smart choice is to adjust the intensity and or the volume of work, i.e. how heavy you lift and how hard you train and how much training you do. Again, if you're really dragging yourself to the gym, if you're exhausted and that double espresso isn't hitting the spot, then you don't have to do as much work for it to still be effective. If you're meant to be doing 3 sets of an exercise, do 1 or 2. If you're meant to be training to failure or 1 rep shy, go 2 reps shy of failure. Save a little bit more in the tank. It's still going to be effective. It's still going to be a positive training stimulus for getting stronger, building muscle, getting fitter, whatever it is you're doing that day. But you can just adjust things a little bit so that you don't feel like you're completely exhausted and shattered afterwards. Shattered. I'm going to stumble on that now. Shattered afterwards. So you can auto-regulate things a little bit. You can adjust the intensity, you can adjust the volume. Another thing you can do is you can adjust the exercises you're doing. In the grand scheme of things, for, I would say, probably every single one of you watching this, it doesn't matter if you do a pendulum squat or a leg press or a hack squat or a barbell squat that day. They're all very similar, and if you train them through a similar range of movement with a similar degree of intensity, it's going to net you a similar outcome. I would say the same thing about doing a dumbbell bench press versus a barbell bench press versus a machine chest press exercise. So there are some exercises, I think, in my experience, that require a lot more concentration. Barbell exercises in particular, they require more warming up. There's a bit more technique involved. Whereas if you're just sitting on a machine exercise that works your chest muscles, there's just less concentration required. There's less stability. There's less technique. It's fine to acknowledge that. And so on that day, it might be that instead of doing your heavy bench press, you go, I cannot sum up the energy to do my warm up for my bench press and start loading up. I just want to sit on the machine and do 1 or 2 tough sets of like a chest press. Cool, do that. That is fine. Like, don't do that every single week, obviously, but as a one-off, if you're exhausted, do that. I will frequently do that. I will pick something like a chest fly machine or chest press as opposed to like an incline bench press if I'm just not firing on all cylinders. So that's also another option. Another option, if you really cannot sum up the energy or the willpower or the courage or the discipline, whatever we're talking about, to go to the gym, is take the time you would normally go to the gym and go for a really nice long walk. Okay? Like if you normally go to the gym for an hour in the evening after work, go for a walk around the block, around the park. If you commute to work, then come halfway back, a nice spot that you can walk. Go out with friends, go out with family, be active. Okay? And again, that's actually probably going to help you fall asleep a little bit quicker that night anyway. But the point of all this is, it's far too likely that you're going to keep coming up with reasons not to go to the gym because you had a bad night's sleep. And most of them, like I said, are outside your control. If you've got or you're going to have a young family, then speaking from first-hand experience over the last, year and a bit, it's tough. You're going to be very tired for a lot of time. I pretty much single-handedly I pretty much am single-handedly the reason why shares in Monster have gone up over the last year. And I just live off caffeine. There are lots of nights where you're not going to sleep much. And if your reaction to that is to not train, then you're going to stop doing a lot of your training. If you have a stressful, busy, demanding career, if you have late meetings, early starts, you are going to have some bad night's sleep. There are going to be social occasions, there are going to be traveling occasions where you're going to have some bad night's sleep. And it's far too easy for your reaction to be, that's it. I didn't sleep great last night. I'm not going to go to the gym. Go to the gym. Go to the gym, but make it easier. Go to the gym, but do different exercises. Go to the gym and do a workout that you can stomach the idea of. Or don't go to the gym, but still go and be active. Still go and do something. Try to avoid the reaction of just hitting that big red fuck it button and just sacking it all in. Because that sets a precedent. That sets a precedent that when you're tired, you don't have to do that training stuff. And speaking to a lot of you, you're missing gym sessions, you're missing training opportunities, you're training infrequently enough as it is. Like if you get to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, every single one of those training sessions is really, really important. And so if you don't train that day because you had a bad night's sleep and that consistently happens, then that is going to have an impact in the long run when it comes to your strength, your fitness, your body composition, all those sorts of things. So you're going to have bad night's sleep. Don't listen to your watch. Don't listen to the voice in the back of your mind that says, the best thing you could do is have an early night tonight. Well, actually, you still have no night. Best thing you should do is just skip the gym. Go to the gym. Just do something different. Make it easier. It will be so much more worth it in the long run. It will set that as a habit that you don't just stop training because you had a bad night's sleep, and you will feel better afterwards. Like, I don't know anyone that goes to the gym and doesn't feel good for the fact they've gone to the gym afterwards. Even if you only do the first half, even if you only do the first quarter, if you walk in the gym and you're exhausted and you're bleary-eyed and you're dragging yourself in and you try to do like 2 sets of curls and a couple of sets of tricep pushdowns and that's all you can manage, that's still better than the alternative of not going at all and not trying. Because so long as you can walk away from the gym knowing that you gave a good effort that day and you gave it your best, kind of is all that matters. If you go to the gym and you do the first couple of sets and you truly cannot sum up the energy to do one more set, cool, fine, go home, you're really tired. But you've still done something. And like I said, almost more importantly than the actual outcome of that session, it sets a precedent that when you've had a bad night's sleep, you're still going to be active. When you've had a bad night's sleep, you're still going to do X, Y, or Z. Because you wouldn't not go to work because you've had a bad night's sleep. You wouldn't not take care of your family or your kids if you had a bad night's sleep. You'd still do those things. And to an extent, that is what training needs to be. If you don't get to the gym very frequently, it needs to be a non-negotiable. If your health and fitness, if body composition, if progress is a priority, that's the attitude. You need to show up and get it done. But there's a big difference between, there's a big gap. I always talk about gaps on this, aren't I? There's a big gap between sticking to the program 110% and forcing it and sacking it all off. And that is where you can play around with things and make it more manageable. Change up the routine, change up the day, change up the exercise, change up the intensity, change up the form of activity. You've got a whole range of options to be flexible with than just not doing something or following the plan to the letter. So there we go. You have a bad night's sleep. Get on with it, adjust it, but find a way.